Alright, here we go. A new used car with a couple of dents, but I'll get where I'm going, 'cause I know where I've been. When it all goes south, I'm gonna rise again. Just call me the comeback kid. Alright guys, today we're going to learn Kip Moore's Comeback Kid. It's in full step down tuning, and this one was requested by a Steven Spoud. I'm sorry bud, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but it's going to be this guy that requested it, and he's awesome for doing that. You guys should do it too. Alright, so starting with the intro, it's going to be played like this. Simple enough, right? So you're just going to put your middle finger, index finger, whatever's comfortable for you, on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and you're going to play the strings in this order. The rest are open. 3rd fret E, open D, open G, open D. Then pluck the 3rd fret of the low E string again and slide up to the 5th, and then open D, open G, open D. 5th fret of the E string again, and slide up to the 8th. And then you're going to pluck D, B, G, then pluck the 8th fret of the low E string again, and then open D, open B, open G. And you can do that twice. So play it slow and follow along. And honestly, that's how most of the song is played, as far as the verse goes. So leading into the verse, it's going to be played kind of similar, but it's going to sound just like this. And you'll notice there's only a minor change. So it's going to be the same way you play the verse. It's just when you get to this 8th fret, you don't pluck the B string, you just pluck the E string, D, G, D. So again, 3rd fret, low E, open D, open G, open D. 3rd fret, slide to the 5th, open D, open G, open D. E string again on the 5th and slide up to the 8th, open D, open G, open D. 8th fret E again, open D, open G, open D. So I'll play it slow again, follow along. And that's going to be played 3 times. So after the 3rd time you do it, and you're ending on that 8th fret, low E string, open D, open G, open D, you're going to pluck the 8th fret again, and then you're going to pluck the D string open, B string open, G string open. And then you pluck the 8th fret of the E string again, and you're going to slide up to the 10th fret of the E string, and then you're going to put your index finger on the 9th fret of the A string. And then you're going to pluck the strings in this order. It's going to go, after you slide up from the 8th fret, E, A, B, G. So like this. Then you go back to the 3rd fret of the low E string and you play the intro again. So after the intro again, you're going to go into the 2nd verse, which is played the same way as the first, just like this. But when you get to that last portion of the 2nd verse, instead of going back into the intro, it's going to sound like this. Before leading into the chorus. So like this. Then you go back to the 3rd fret of the low E string, and then you're going to pluck E, D, G, D, E, D, So from that portion on, leading into the chorus is going to sound like this. So all together it'll sound like this. And then you move on to the chorus. So practice that a little bit, come back, and we'll start the chorus. Oh, I'm glad that you never did. Oh, call me the comeback kid. Alright guys, so as you notice, the chorus is played a little bit differently, but at the end you repeat the intro that you already learned. So just keep that in mind. After you learn the chorus, you play that intro one more time. Now that first part, when he says like, oh, oh, it's going to be like half of a C add 9 chord. And what I mean by that is I use my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. The D and G strings are both open. And so starting with that chord, you're going to plug the strings in this order. It's going to go A, D, B, G. And then all you got to do is move your index finger to the 2nd fret of the A string and then do that same picking pattern. A, D, G, B. Next chord is going to be a D. But you don't need that high E string in this one, and you pluck the strings like this. It's going to go A, D, G, B, G, D, G. But that one has a little pause in between. It'll sound like this. If you notice, you let the 3rd fret of the B string ring out. And after that, you move on to a G chord. And it's going to be plucked like this. E, D, G, B, G, D, G, B. And that one has no pauses in it. It's just going to sound like this. And then you move to that C add 9 chord again. And it's going to be played A, D, G, B, G, D, G, B. Again, no pauses. So far, this is what it should sound like. And then the next portion is going to sound like this. So it's a little bit different. So it starts with that C add 9 chord again, and it's going to go A, D, B, G. Switch to the 2nd fret of the A string, A, D, B, G, and then do the D chord again, and A, D, G, B. Let it ring out for a second. G, D, G. Then you go back to the C add 9 chord again, and it's going to be A, D, G, B. Then go to the D chord one more time, and it's going to go D, G, D, B. So all together, it'll sound like this, and follow along if you can. The last part is where you actually repeat the intro. So practice that a little bit more, and then we're going to go to the bridge, which is the last part you'll need to learn the song, and then you'll know the whole thing. Someday I'm gonna paint you a white picket fence, a little pink house just like Mellencamp said. 'Cause I wanna taste the good life before the Lord puts us to bed. Girl, keep holding on, keep hanging. Alright guys, the last part is the bridge, and it's actually going to be played with chords this time. So, cheers to that. You're going to start with the C add 9 chord, again with the open D and G strings, and 3rd fret A and B strings. And you're going to pluck that chord in this order. It's going to be A, D, G, B, G, D, G, B. No pauses. And then from that C add 9, we're going to move to a D add 9. I think that's what it's called. And it's going to be played in the same order. So A, D, G, B, G, D, G, B. And then we're going to move down to an E minor 7th. And it's going to be played like this. E, D, G, B, G, D, B, G, B. And then back to a C add 9 and the same order. And you're going to do that whole portion twice, that whole progression. It'll sound like this, and I'll play it slow for you. So play that twice. And the last part of that is just going to be the D chord, and it's going to go D, G, D, B, and do that 4 times. So before starting into the chorus again. So all together it should sound like this. And then you move into the last chorus of the song. Alright, and once you've learned that last part, you can put all the portions together to make the song. If it makes it any easier on you, it's going to go intro, verse, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. So practice each part, and then you'll know to put them in that order to make the song. Thank you again, Stephen, for requesting this song. If you guys want to request any songs, go ahead and leave it in the comment box down below. I read them all every day. I'm obsessed with this YouTube thing now. Anyways, I read them all, and I love learning new songs that I didn't even hear about before. Like this one I actually really like, and I didn't even know about it. So I'm all for learning new songs. You guys just got to let me know which ones you want to learn. If you like my videos and want to see more, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you again for watching, guys. See you next time. Call me the comeback kid.